2.
John, I want to explain to people what happened to me when I come back from doing that movie, Billy Bob Thornton and Dwight Yoakam, South of Heaven, West of Hell. I did a Western out Arizona, and it was hot out there, and I came back, I was so stressed out. I just started going downhill, and I got real sick. I got down bad shape. Nobody seen me out nowhere. And I kept going to the doctor, so my doctor kept listening to my heart, and he heard a googling in it. He said, Corky, he said, you've got a googling in that heart, son. He said, I'm sending you to Birmingham. Sent me down to Dr. Lockridge at East Medical. And he looked at me and looked at my boots. He said, you'll know a Harley rider? And I said, yes, long time, and I have been. He said, well, I'm a Harley rider, and we talked a little bit on that. He examined me, and he said, Corky, he said, you're not afraid to die, are you? And I said, no, I never have been. He said, well, son, you may not make it. He said, according on well, it's not up to me no way, Doc. He said, you're going to be dead 5 hours. And he said, it's going to wipe you just as clean as a pin. He said, when you wake up, you're not going to know anybody. He said, you're not going to know who you are. So I put down from to call me Corky. They'd come to me quicker than anything, my nickname. And when I woke up, I didn't know any soul on earth. I didn't know who I was. And they called me, Corky, are you awake? And I said, is that who I am? They laughed, and they said, well, said, you're in the East Medical Center. Said, you've had open heart surgery. Said, it's a bad one. And so I came home, and when they pried my chest open, it pulled my collarbone loose where it'd been broke before. I laid 2 years just off and on the bed. For 2 years I didn't get out and go nowhere much. I didn't know anybody, just the people that come to see me. So I started getting out, and sometimes it's embarrassing that you see a close friend, you meet him, and you don't know who he is. He starts talking to you, and after about 3 or 4, 5 minutes, you'll finally recognize who he is. It's been tough, but you know, that's just part of life, John, that I guess people goes through. But you know, I'm healthy. I feel good all the time. I work all the time, you know that. I'm out gardening. I raise a lot of stuff. I give to people because I believe in giving. Never did care nothing about a lot of money, because it never did mean that much to me. The only thing that means anything to me is you can take a picture of this right out here. This is God's nature. And this is my back door right here. And this lake goes miles around that way, miles that way up in there, miles up in there. You can ride all day on this lake. This is a fine place, and this is my paradise. This is heaven right here. It's part of it. God's nature. John, on that operation, I have met one person that had the same operation, that went through the same thing. See, they had to take my heart out. It's bleeding inside over into my lungs. That's why I was about to drown. But she had the same thing, and she went through exact the same thing as I went through. And her husband said, he was standing there, and he said, it's really embarrassing on her too. I said, it's embarrassing on me to see a close friend and don't know him. It hurts. But that's just the way of life, you know. I seen a friend the other day, and I knew anybody met him out anywhere, but I hadn't seen him in years. He come back to me. But I've been through a lot, and you know it. And you've heard people talk what I've been through. You've been with me when we'd run up on somebody and name it. But I've come out of it. I'm doing good. I'm healthy. I guarantee you. So that's just part of life, and I just want to tell people on Facebook why, if they meet up with me and I don't really recognize them, that's just why it is, John. That's what I've been through, you know. You're dead for 5 hours, it wipes the whole thing clean your mind. And I went back to every house place and brought myself back up remembering things. That's how I've got back the last 3 or 4 years. It's been tough, so I'm through with that. And we're gonna get into more action of throwing one of these days. And by the way, we got a concert to go to. We're going to meet with Toby. They called me the other day, TK, and Toby wants us to be there at the Redstone Arsenal the 28th of May. So we'll go see Toby. We got backstage tickets, that don't cost us nothing. So we'll see Toby again. I see him all the time, used to, pretty often. I love old Toby, and I tell you another, Marty Stewart is one of my favorites. He's a great guy. You can't beat him. Mark Cheston, I never hear from him. He's a good friend of mine. I love old Mark, but I don't ever hear from him. I guess they just forget you, you know. I don't know.